Hello guys and welcome to my first tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you how I made this ball looking thing and how I made it move to the music like this. So yeah, let's get into it. Create a new project and a new composition. We can name it to tutorial. Yeah. I'm going with 1920 by 180 and 30 frames per second, and we're gonna use like just 20-second composition because we don't need any more for this tutorial. So yes, press OK. Okay, yeah. So first off, of course, we need an audio track. So I have a song. Let's find it. This song will be great. Yeah, and just drag the audio track into your composition. So now I have my audio track here. So I'm just gonna find a good spot where I can connect the music. So I'm gonna use like the chorus right before the drop, I think. Yeah, and this is the drop. I can see it. We can listen to be sure. Yeah, so I want to use this part. So yeah, this is the track. We can rename it to track. And next we're gonna create a new solid. This is just the background, so just BG, and I'm gonna use like a light gray color, dark gray, I don't know. And create another solid, and this one is going to be the sound keys solid. Yeah, we're using trapcode sound keys for this video. If you don't know what it is, you could Google it or search on YouTube. You will find a lot of tutorials. It's a plugin from trapcode, which what it does is that it takes the music or the audio track and divides up the track data into a audio spectrum. And as you can see here at the left, we have these low frequencies like the bass, and we have the mid, which is the green one, and the blue ones are the high frequencies, like like hi-hat or snare, or you know. So what we want is first off, as you can see, it's like it's very edgy and spiky, so I just want to if you go to spectrum adjustment and drag this up to like 1, you get a lot more smooth curves and it's easier to work with. So what we want to do now is we want to find like a rhythm in this song, so we can connect it to an object, which in our case is that sphere. So what you want to find is that sound that everyone hears, and like when you're listening to a song and your foot goes like, that is the sound we want to find. So let's preview this to find that sound. Yeah, as you can see here, we already got like a little bit of it. It's the bass. If you listen right there. So the bass is what we want. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to when the bass is up, like there, and you want to place this like not too high, because it can vary a lot. So keep it like, you see, like here, drag it down a little bit, and when it's down you can just put it like that. We want to fill it when the bass is up, and then we just want it to get out of there. So yeah, so let's listen again and watch. So as you can see now, this bar right here, which is the output, shows us when this sound comes, it goes up to 100 and then down. That is exactly what we want. So now, yeah. So now when this is all set up, we can just hide the sound keys layer, and then create a new layer and solid, and we can just rename this one to E3D, which is element 3D, and go to effects and element by Video Copilot, add it to the solid, go to scene setup, and inside element 3D we're going to create a new sphere, and this one we're gonna rename to core, and we're gonna create another sphere. This one we're gonna rename to, I don't know, audio react maybe. Press OK, and we're gonna create another group folder, and this one we want to change to group 2. Yeah. And you can just take this audio react sphere and move it up to group 2 folder. So well, actually we're gonna move them the opposite. So yeah, group 1 with the audio react sphere. This one is the one that will move to the music. So if you increase the segments to like 50, and then you're gonna go down to surface options and change from model to dynamic, and on the core we're just gonna increase the segments to like 34. That's great. And go to materials. For this one I'm just gonna use the standard materials because I think it will be a lot easier for you to follow along. So I'm gonna use bright lights, just drag it up to the core. This is like the inner core that will glow when the audio react sphere is moving to the music. You're gonna see like holes with the core, as you saw in the video. And go down, I'm gonna use metal diffused, put it on audio react. So on group 1 we have this sphere, metal sphere, and on the core we have this inner core. So we're done here. Press OK. First off I'm gonna go to world transform and world scale, and just scale it up a little bit. 1.5. That's great. And now we're gonna go to group 1, particle look, and first off I want to increase it just a little bit, like 11. Go to deform, go to noise and enable noise, and if we're increasing this intensity here, you can see it's moving really crazy, like just displacing the whole sphere, just random. And so just increase scale to like 500 and it starts looking better. And you also want to go into advanced and increase the exponent into 2, and if you're watching now you can see like when I'm increasing this intensity, this like spikes are going outwards. So first up we're gonna decide what we want at most. Not too much, I think 130. That's great. Maybe too much actually. Let's keep it at like 100. So what this means is when we hear this in the song, it will go instantly up to 100, which is this you're seeing right now, and then it will go down to 0 and 100 and 0. Yeah. So let's go back to sound keys and can hide the element 3D layer. So in sound keys you wanna go into range 1 and fall off. You want to keep it on exponential, I think it's called. And what that means is when the music, when this comes into the box, it goes instantly up, but when it goes out of the box, it takes a half second at standard for the intensity of the element 3D to get back to 0. So it gets a little bit more smooth. You can play around with these settings, all of these settings, and find your thing like I did. For this tutorial I'm gonna keep it like a half second. I think that's just great. And output min max, we're gonna put that on custom, and we said at most 100 on intensity on the element 3D. So you see here, max 100. If we wanted like 145, you could just type it like here. So yeah, so now we're done here. So just press apply, and if you press U now and selecting the sound keys layer, you will see all these keyframes generated from sound keys. So we can just hide a layer and show the element 3D. Go to intensity of the noise, double click, and find it over here. Yeah, I'm on a Mac, so I'm gonna hold the Alt key and press stopwatch, and you're getting up all these expression buttons, and you're gonna hold the pick whip tool and drag it down all the way to output 1, and you can just click. So if we preview now, you're gonna see it moves with the music. Magic. So yeah, as you can see, it moves with the music, and that is exactly what we want. So yeah, but as you can see, it looks a little bit rigid. It's not that great looking audio rect as you saw in my video. It was more alive. So I'm gonna show you how I did. So as you can see, it moves exactly the same every time we hear this sound in the music. So what we want to do is we want to get some random movement in here. So if we're taking this timeline to 0, and we're going into element 3D, and over here in the noise tab we can find evolution. So press stopwatch and drag this all the way down and type 20. If we're previewing now, you can see as you can see, it looks a lot better. We have this random movement, makes it a lot more alive. It's already looking good. You can post it on YouTube right now, but we are not, because we're gonna make it even better. So if you close this noise tab, close deform and close group 1, and we're going to move this to 0 again, go to world transform and go to world rotation, and we want to just press all these 3 stopwatches. We're gonna move to the last frame in this timeline, and we're gonna set all of this to 3. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna make the whole element project to rotate in the 3D space. So if you look now, it looks even cooler. So yeah, that looks really good. And yeah, I think we can do even more. So I think we will need a camera right now to make it like pop up against the screen. Right click, new camera. I'm gonna use a 50mm and press OK. And right click again, new null object. And this null object, rename it to control, because it's controlling our camera. So make it a 3D layer. Drag the pick whip tool here from the camera up to the control. So now we want to decide how much we want this sphere to scale up every time the bass comes in. So I think 80, that's good enough. So same thing here. We can actually show the sound keys layer, press this range 2 and enable it, and now you're getting another box here. We want music to react to the same like sound in the song, so we are just gonna copy the position data from range 1 and paste it into range 2. Yeah, like that. So now they are on the exactly same position. So same thing here, from instant to exponential, a half second, custom. Instead of from 0 to 100, we wanted it from 100 to 80. And create keyframes by pressing apply, press U, hide the sound keys layer, and Alt and press stopwatch, and hold the pick whip tool, drag it to output 2, and if we preview now, so as you can see now it looks a lot better. It rotates, it's moving with music, and it's also popping up against the screen every time the bass sound comes in. So yeah, we could actually do just a little bit more to get it cool. Just simple stuff, just type gradient ramp, add it to the background, from linear ramp to radial ramp, take this and drag it to the middle. Just, yeah, you could press swap colors. I didn't see that. Just dark gray, just increase that, and just increase the ramp scatter. And go to element 3D, render settings, motion blur, and press on. And then you need to go over here and enable motion blur. And create a new adjustment layer and call it color. Correct. And just go over here, brightness and contrast, drag it over, go over here, take curves and take exposure, drag it over. Exposure, increase it. I'm gonna increase it to like 0.45, and the curves just drag. I want it up a little bit. Oops. Drag it down. Take this green one, drag it down. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and go up into brightness and contrast. Drag up the brightness a little bit, like 10, and the contrast. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, the gradient ramp is not that good looking. We could make it a little bit lighter. Yeah, actually I think we're gonna delete the gradient ramp and just use a vignette instead and add it to the color correct layer. Yeah, same thing. I think this looks okay, so I'm just gonna stick with it. If we are previewing this right now, I think it looks really great. So yeah, so that's it for this tutorial, and from now on I think there will be more tutorials, because I have a lot of projects going on, and hopefully you like this, and if you do, comment below, like the video, and share the video. It would mean a lot for me. And yeah, comment and tell me if you want me to make another tutorial. And that's it. Thanks for this tutorial, guys, and bye.